All right, everyone. Guess who we have? Shannon from Destination Jackpots. And if you haven't checked out our channel, make sure you go right now, as soon as this video is over, and click on it. Subscribe, like, and love.
Oh,
Welcome,
you're so
welcome,
sweet.
welcome. It's been
Welcome. I mean,
it's
thank you so much for inviting me on. I'm so excited. I love
well,
both of you.
you're like the expert with rewards, so we had to talk to you. You know.
I don't know if I'm the expert, but I
Well,
try, and I think I know a few things. And I feel get so happy. I'm very passionate about helping people travel for less. Mike and I both are. He's down with his back, so he couldn't join us today for the interview, but he's very much a part of this channel as well. But I'm just passionate about helping people learn to travel for less and making your money go further.
in Vegas
So
right now, you have to because it's
you do,
expensive.
yeah. And we've always done the casino route, but there's also credit card routes, and we talk about
Mhm.
that on our channel as well,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
ways you can save a lot of money with credit cards. But there is a lot to learn about the casino tricks of the trade, right?
There are a lot of tricks that people don't know, and hopefully we'll get into it today. I have a first question for you. You ready?
Sure.
And I see you're probably staying at a hotel right now.
I
And
am. We're at Caesars in Las Vegas right now.
so,
Saw Blake Shelton last night on comp tickets,
oh,
and it was phenomenal.
I love Blake Shelton. I
Oh,
love
so
country
good.
music. People don't know that about me, but I was raised on country music. My father used to sing with Kenny Rogers. Isn't that funny?
Oh, wow. That's
Yeah, they
cool.
they grew up in the same neighborhood, and they both were in the National Guards together. So yeah, it's kind of interesting.
Okay.
Okay, so in your opinion, what casino or casino brand has the best reward program?
In my opinion, local casinos have a better rewards program.
I agree with that 100%. So if we're talking Vegas, and we have two companies that own most of Vegas. You have
Yes.
Caesars and you have MGM. Um, between all the big Las Vegas reward programs, who do you think? Do you think Caesars has a better? Do you think MGM is better?
Here's what I don't think that there's a one size fits all,
Okay,
right? I think that what I tell people is to make your goals. Start out by thinking about what are your goals. So what my goals may be very different from what your goals
sure.
are, right?
Yeah,
And where you live, you're going to have access to different casinos than what I have access to.
exactly.
That's how I kind of try to guide people, but then understanding the different ones. I mean, if you're going to come to Vegas and only to Vegas, finding a smaller casino other than MGM or Caesars
I agree.
is not a bad idea. I mean,
Yeah.
El Cortez is great. Ellis
Mhm,
Island is fantastic.
mhm.
The D and Circa, or not Circa, just the Circa
I
downtown.
like the
They've
D,
got
but
really
it's
good.
so loud there you can't record half the
It
time.
is, yeah. It is. It is. Um, but I went into El Cortez, and it's so small. I stood out like a sore thumb, and I
Yeah,
don't like to draw attention to myself when I'm recording, and it's kind of hard.
me
Yeah.
either.
And
Josh
I
is
was
like, yeah.
like,
I'm like,
uh,
shut up. I like to
I
just be
know.
like,
I like
yeah.
to focus. Yeah, yeah. So I
El
thought,
Cortez is where Brian's. Oh no, he's at the Plaza. Yeah, I liked recording at the Plaza. Yeah, I
I've
haven't.
never been to the plaza.
Yeah, I'd won pretty well. So, in Brian
Yeah.
Christopher's room there at the Plaza, you should check it out.
Yeah, I
You know, ri-
should.
um, right now the Strip is having a hard time. They're down. This is the first time, and they've been down 3 months in a row. I
Well,
think
you
a lot
can't
of it.
feel it because
No,
it's crazy busy here.
yeah, and I just I think a lot of it is all those extra charges. And if you're using your reward cards and you don't, there's other ways to, like you're saying, to take care of the charges other than just paying it. You can use rewards and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um, I'm I'm not a big fan of the Caesars reward program because I'm local and I have Caesars right down the street. And for my play, I just feel like it's awful. But I think if I change my address to Houston, where my mom is, they'll send me better play. I really do believe that. I think
That
if you're
might be.
I think if you're local, and I talk to a lot of local people, they're like, "Yeah, my casino doesn't send me anything, but they send all the money to you, and you live 3 hours away." So I'm wondering if that's a thing that that marketing departments look at. Um,
That very well could be.
yeah,
I noticed that. So what we do, so for us, for Mike and I, travel and destination jackpot,
sure.
destination travel, right?
Yep.
So destinations were important for us. So even though back when we started this, we only had LaBerge in Louisiana that was the closest to us. We've
Sure.
never been big pin players because they don't have multiple properties, right?
Yep.
Then we were lucky enough to get Golden Nugget, and
Yeah.
so I like that casino in Lake Charles. So we started working that program, and we would either do MGM. We did Caesars for a long time, and we would only do one in Vegas because we didn't come that much before our channel, right? 2 times a year, maybe. So you don't really want to work two big ones if you're only coming to Vegas twice a year,
Sure. Yeah.
unless you have a local one close to you that may be different. So we would work Golden Nugget so we could stay downtown,
Yep. Okay.
and we can do a quick, 2.5 hour trip over to the Golden Nugget. And then we worked Caesars for a long time. Well, then Caesars, I really don't love gambling at most of their properties.
That's
I
surprising.
love gambling at MGM properties,
Mm.
and both of them, I think, have pretty comparable rewards. I probably look at it a little bit different. Again, it goes back to what are your goals, right?
One thing
So,
I do love about Caesars is the play days. Like if you get 2,500 points, you get 5,000 extra points. If you get a
mhm,
thousand, and they kind of keep that hidden. It's hard to find that in a lot of their stuff. They don't really tell
yeah.
you that. You have to know it, and those are some of the secrets. That
And I talk about that on our channel because
Mhm.
it's so important. I mean, I have to refresh my memory every single time. I have a note in my phone that has the Caesar tier credits, and then right now MGM has a match going on.
Oh, okay,
But what I learned with it's not a match, it's a like a little competitive thing that they do. Let me tell you what it is. But you have to know about it too. And it only goes through March 31st, and they may extend it because they had it last year. It's called the tier accelerator.
oh, okay,
But what I found on that, because we just stayed there this week, is my I also work the credit cards, which we have a fantastic video about working the credit cards for points and not
okay.
paying for your status.
So y'all make sure y'all check
Um,
that out on her page.
Check it out. Yeah, it's really good. And it talks about MGM and Caesars, and we're going to be doing some others as well. So because my credit card spend uploaded in the middle of my points of my stay here, it jacked it around because I always take a picture of my points in the morning and I take a picture of my points in the afternoon.
Oh, that's a really good idea. I never even thought to do that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because I'm really serious. I'm about as serious about these tier scores as I am about my damn free waters on the floor.
yeah, yeah.
I'm putting 2 and 3. I always want water, water. I'm not going to pay for water when I'm at the casino.
No,
Um, but anyway, so it's important because the first day I thought I had 10,000 points. Now, 10,000 points at um, MGM property is probably equivalent to 2,500 at Caesars. So
gotcha.
that's another thing you got to understand
Yeah,
because they add up quick over at Cosmo, but
sure.
at Caesars they're a little bit slower.
Yeah, that may be
And
why they give that extra kick.
it may be, yeah, that could
Now,
be. So the first night we were here, I took a picture of my phone. I thought I hit the 10,000, so I'd get the free or the bonus 5,000 tier credits. Well, they never showed up. So I went
yeah.
down to the desk and they only had me in for 7,700.
Oh, so yeah,
I was so darn close. Like, that's too close. I could have
yeah,
done that really easily.
yeah.
So what I started doing is I would go down to the desk in the morning. I'd snap a picture of um my points, and then I would ask them to check my points. And let me show you what I would do. I know this is a little anal probably for some people.
I'm a Virgo,
Um,
so.
I just wrote it on there,
Oh, that's a good idea.
you
Yeah.
know. And then it has the timestamp and the date, and it has so then I could go look. So I made sure then the next 2 nights we got our 10,000. So we got 5,000 bonus tier
I mean,
credits.
they made mistakes, I'm sure, but sometimes I
Yeah.
think they just like to cheat us too. So I don't know.
But it's
Caesars is
important to do that.
yeah.
So then over at Caesars, a lot of people don't know this either. So what is different about Caesars and MGM? MGM, they do the points separate by property, but when you put your card in, it's not just for that property. It's all of MGM property. Sorry.
Yeah.
Caesars, when you put, so yesterday we went over to Cromwell. We put in our card. We got 700 and something points. I knew that because I looked at the machine.
Hmm.
Well, then we came back over to Caesars. You put your card in at Caesars, we have 0 tier
Show
credits.
zero. Yeah.
So because you can only see your daily at the property you're at.
Yeah.
But if you go to the kiosk anytime during the day, scan your card, hit promotions, and look for the daily accelerator bonus, it'll tell you how many points you have for that day.
Oh,
So
okay.
you don't miss those bonuses.
Gotcha. Yeah. Caesars has really cut back on a lot of their benefits for Diamond and 7 stars over the years. It's getting to where I don't know if the value is there for me anymore with Caesars because I spend so much money, I don't get any free play, you know, maybe $10 a week, $15 a week. It's and you're earning 2,500 and more points, which is not easy to do at Caesars, you know.
Right.
So I don't know. But I think it's a lot of the casinos. I think a lot of the casinos are lowering.
I think so.
Um,
That's funny because Josh told me that about you. He was like, I'm telling you, he's not a big Caesars fan.
I
The way
don't.
Mike and I look at it is, so we want the destinations.
Mhm.
We get that with Caesars. We
Yes.
love Tahoe. Lake Tahoe is one of our very favorite places to visit. They have 2 fantastic properties
Mhm.
there, and
I
they
interviewed
really,
for a job with them years ago.
oh, that'd have been amazing.
I couldn't take Tahoe being on this island. Just it was just like I gotta get out of here. I was there
Oh,
a couple days for the interview, and I was like, this isn't for me. I love to visit Tahoe.
yeah, it's so
That
close to so many things, and the weather is
yeah,
just amazing. I love it
and
so much. But
Peppermill is our favorite destination. So
I've never been to Peppermill.
Peppermill's awesome. I think it's the best. I personally think it's one of
Right.
the best resorts, one of the best spas, one of the best hotels, and the best gaming floor of any casino. My favorite is Kashada because it's local, and I know y'all don't do Kashada because it's just Kashada.
Well,
They don't.
I'm not gonna rule that out, though. I talked, to Josh about that
Mhm.
because he says they just treat you really, really well. Um, and it's not far, it's 3
No,
hours. Plus,
yeah,
I could meet up with y'all some, so that would be fun.
and you know what I love. You know what my favorite, and we won't get off topic, but my brain is like this all the time. So sorry. Um, I have like 8 things twirling at
Yeah,
one
I do
time.
too. I
Um,
get that.
I like Kashada because they pay for your gas. You can use your points to fill up your car on the way there or on the way home.
I
So,
was like, "Oh, I lost you."
yeah, but their comps are the best. And I will say that everyone is saying across the board that people are lowering their comps, but I just think they get the best machines. They're first with all the machines. They have the best layout of the floor.
I need to come visit. I've only
Yeah,
been there one time
they're in
because I'm
remodeling
pretty
right now.
loyal.
So, yeah.
I'm so loyal to my because I really want to get 7 stars and I really want to get platinum. And then I do chairman at Golden Nugget.
Okay, so
Um, so uh,
that's one of my big questions. Is it worth chasing a tier level?
you know, we thought about letting MGM go
Okay.
because and not getting platinum again.
Yeah.
Okay. Not letting them go completely. But
Yeah.
one, they let us film there.
Yeah.
2, I love all of their properties in
I
Vegas.
agree
I
with you on that.
love to stay at the Cosmo. Love it.
I love the
Love
Cosmo. I
gambling.
love the balcony at the Cosmo.
It's the best. That's the
It's the
whole
best.
thing. Now I'm at Caesars and I don't have the balcony and I'm looking over at Cosmo and I don't like that at all. Oh, I like the balcony. So that's a big deal for me. But
Caesars
and I
has some really
love
good
we just
mattresses,
gambled.
though.
Huh?
Caesars has a really good mattress if you're in one of the good rooms.
They do have good mattresses.
Yeah.
There is that. And Mike's got a hurt back, so he's probably
I'm
enjoying
gonna send
that.
him some
But
gummies in the mail. That'll help
okay,
him.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to do that for sure. But so or oh see, I lost my train of thought.
That's all right.
But oh, like Mandalay Bay, we just loved it. We went there. We've been there twice in the last month,
Mhm.
I guess, and I did very, very well there. So
Good.
we love MGM Baltimore. So anyway, we decided we were, I think, 15, 20,000 credits shy of getting platinum. We made a quick trip to Biloxi right after Christmas, got solidified that. And
Passed right by my house and didn't even
I know
didn't even bring me no Whataburger. You're
we
fired.
all, oh, I'll have to do that next time. I'll remember that. We always go, I love Biloxi too. That's a
Yeah.
fun place to go. But anyway, so we went and won money. So we didn't lose any money and got our status. And I do like that. Let me tell you why I like that and having that status at MGM. So I like the $600 airfare. I'm gonna gamble. I'm gonna
Sure.
gonna play it because I like to record there. I like to stay there. So we've only done 2 trips and we're halfway to platinum because I've been doing those accelerators,
Yes. Yeah.
taking advantage of the accelerators. Um,
That's the only way we get to where we're going with Caesars is because of the tier bonus. Yeah.
yeah. What I do love about MGM is when you book that room, what your free play and what your food and beverage is going to be. So this time we had $575 in free play and $300 food and beverage comp.
Okay. So
Okay.
are you going through a host for that? Or are you going just directly through MGM?
I do have a host that I
Okay.
use, but I can see before I ever book with my host what's
Okay.
on there.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, so
I like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
anybody can do that. If I wanna go book a room for 2 weeks from now, I can look on that app and it'll tell me. So then and you choose because different properties are different levels. So
Hmm.
if I was to stay at Luxor or Excalibur, I'd get a whole lot more.
A lot more money. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot more money.
Yeah.
Um,
And
so
I'm not a fan of either one of those, but I would play
no,
there. Yeah.
I like to play there, but yeah.
I want to stay there.
So, but Bellagio, Cosmo are going to be your most expensive, right?
Sure.
Okay, but right ahead of time what your free play, what your food and beverage is going to be. We keep really good track of that and really do try to stay within our $300 budget. I mean, I'm a cheap traveler. I tell you, I bring breakfast bars to my room. I have little meat sticks for my protein. We don't really eat breakfast out, but we do try to have one good, nice meal a day.
Hmm.
Um, and so, you're going to spend over $100 at a good
At
restaurant.
at least, I
Yeah,
mean,
at
the
least.
days of Vegas giving you, $2.99 steak and eggs are done. I mean,
Right.
those are done. You really got to go downtown if you're going to find some really good deals. I know we talked about it in the last video that we did, but two things that I dislike about Vegas right now is the price of food and the music in the restaurants are so loud
Loud.
that you
It's
can't even
becoming
have
that
a conversation.
vibe.
It
Yeah.
We couldn't even hear each other. There was
Yeah.
like six of us, and we're like, I'll go to the food court and we can have fun and talk over that.
Right. And so,
Let
but
me.
in GM, I was going to say something about that. So you know what you're going to have with your food and your beverage and your
Mhm.
free play. And if you put more on your room and you go over, almost every time my host
We'll
comps
cover
the
it.
rest of it.
Sure.
Everything but your tips because they're not allowed to do the
Yeah.
tips, right?
Yeah. And they shouldn't.
So I like that knowing going in. I never go for the biggest, nicest room because then I know I'm going to have less comps,
Mhm.
if I go for that nicer room. Unless we're entertaining or it's a special event, then we'll go for a nicer room.
That's
That's
good to know that MGM, you can see it up front because at some casinos, your host determines, okay, I'm going to put you in this really great suite, but then you can't see that
mhm,
yourself to make the determination. We always get these suites and they're useless. We don't use them. We're on the floor the whole time. I told y'all stop getting the suites. Some of those suites, the
right.
TV's so far away from the bed you can't even see or hear the TV. I'm like, I just want a nice, clean, nice room, usually a soaking tub or something like that. But I agree. Spe- on the Caesars has a really good website that's easy to book. So I do like that. When you go to Vegas, you can put in. your rewards, your companion rewards, and then it will bring up all your comps for all the different hotels that they have, and you can go on there and look. So I do like that part about it.
Hmm.
Um, do y'all share a card as a couple, or do you
Well, let
have
me
two?
tell you on that.
Yeah, because
Before I
that's one of
get
the tough questions.
before I get to that real quick, so on MGM, you know your what your play is going to be. You know your food and beverage. What I do like is they have pretty significant, not like Caesar's lounges used to be, but a good VIP room, and
Oh,
then
I didn't know that.
almost every single one. You go into the VIP to check in, like we were over at Cosmo, and they had really cute little donuts and
Oh,
muffins for breakfast with
yeah.
chocolate covered strawberries. You can go up there and get a drink anytime. You can go in there and
Okay.
get waters. You go in there and get Cokes anytime.
I know we've
Well,
been there
they're
a couple
open
times.
8 to 8 or whatever. So I'll go get waters and bring those to our room. I like
Sure.
that. They even have alcohol beverages that
Mhm.
they serve in there. You can go sit in there and just lounge and have some drinks. So it's not
Cosmo used to be
really,
our. I'm sorry.
huh?
Cosmo used to be our big place to stay until our
Okay.
host moved to Resorts World, and we haven't been back to Cosmo. But I throw that in there. So yeah, I love all that about Cosmo. But
So it's every one of their properties pretty much has that. Most of them do. So
yeah,
that's a thing. Where Caesars doesn't have that, you get the drink credit over there, right?
yeah.
So that's one of the big differences there. What I will so on to do we play on one card or do we separate? We last year had Mike and I's cards linked, and we very quickly realized that yes, he's helping me get to my tier. You know, we're helping each other get to the tier, but our offers are separate. And because we're linked together, he doesn't get any offers.
Oh,
Only I get
okay.
offers. So we went in January and unlinked our cards.
Okay. See,
So
ours are
we
linked.
play on my card mostly, and then we do some play on his card because we can get those offers. So one of the big deals is the air, right? A
Did
lot
you?
of people like those air trips, right?
Yeah, I like it. I mean, Resorts World gives it to you. I believe Caesars used to. I don't know if they're
Caesar
still.
still does.
Okay, Caesar still does. Um, Now at Peppermill, we also linked our cards, um, and they've been linked for a few years, I think. Did did your offers go up to kind of compensate for what you lost with him, or no?
Nothing changed.
Nothing changed. See, that's not worth it then. No. So all you're doing is earning tier points, and you're not earning anything else. So
Well, but now he can get offers for air. So the idea is
yeah,
that
to
if we
get him
want to
off of
bring
you.
a couple with us or something, then we can
Sure.
use his offer and then I
Hmm.
get my offer and we get 2 rooms. We get two, 4 air, everything's doubled.
Hmm.
He's not going to have the significant play and dining credit that I'm
Sure.
going to have. So we'll
But
continue to book under my name.
yeah,
But when we do want to do an extra room, so that's another thing. We bring people with us a lot, and we'll get them a room.
yeah,
So we can only do that right now over at Caesars, but doing it
that's
this
what we
way,
do
we'll
at
be able to get
Caesars.
2 rooms this way.
Yeah, Caesars
Yeah.
is good because um, if you're only booking one room, they'll ask you if you want to add your companion, and it may get you a better deal. But if you don't want to add your companion, they can go get their room on their own, and you can get your room on your own. And that's what we do a lot. Um, you were talking about Cosmo and MGM having all their, let's just call them VIP lounges. Caesars and so all the Caesars properties got rid of all of them across.
And I hated that for a
Yeah,
minute.
yeah,
I hated that for a minute. But I've really thought about it this last year. And so we get Mike usually to Diamond Elite
okay,
by taking advantage of the 10-time multiplier. We'll max him out, we'll max myself out. So we could pretty easily, and our credit cards. So
sure.
with Caesar's credit card, up to 5, you get your promo balance, but then the next year and on, you can get $5,000 that you get tier credits for.
Okay, got you on that.
Okay.
Okay.
So we do that. But then
Take
MGM
taking
is
notes.
separate, and you can do as many. If I put $10,000 a month, I'm going to get 10,000 points or whatever, however the conversion works, unlimited with MGM. So that's a big difference between those 2 cards.
Yeah, that's 100% more,
It's
right?
significant. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's significant. And if you look at the offers, you get 2 times on groceries, 2 times on gas with the MGM card. if people really want to work these programs, they really need to go watch that video about credit cards on that interview I did. It's
I'm
really,
gonna
really
watch it as soon
good.
as we're done. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very good. So work the credit card game because that
Mhm.
helps. So
Yeah.
we do that with Caesars, get him to Diamond Elite. We get airfare for both of us. We both earn the $600 each credit, but we both get the drinks. And that's important to me because something else that's gone down here in Vegas is this drink service is
Yeah.
sometimes non-existent,
You
right?
can,
We played
sometimes
for
you can.
2 hours last night here at Caesars, right in front of a bar.
Mhm.
Not one waitress came by till the
No.
end,
No.
you know? So
It's a lot of Caesar's properties though. I mean, it's a lot. I couldn't get a drink at Paris to save my life. I said, should I just throw $5,000 up in the air and pray that someone comes by? Or I
right.
couldn't figure it out. And then when the woman did come by, she was really upset with me for. I sometimes okay. We understand it's not their fault because we understand that they're cutting down.
Mhm.
They'll put. Sometimes the local casino here will have two people working the whole casino. So I know it's not their fault. I'm always going to tip them, but I mean they want us to come in, but
But the
shoot,
service,
I do like Scarlet Pearl VIP room. If you ever go to the Scarlet Pearl over there, not only do they serve you drinks, they serve you little hors d'oeuvres, nuts, and other stuff. It's
I've
wonderful.
never
I
been to
love it.
Scarlet Pearl
I-
either. That's in Vegas?
no, Scarlet Pearl's in Biloxi.
Oh, I've not been there.
Yeah, it's actually before it's the exit before you get to the beach.
Okay.
What's in Iberville? Scarlet Pearl is their VIP room is nice. I really like Scarlet Pearl, and we are able to record there. It's just their games are limited because they are a small
Ah,
venue. But it's really nice. It's bright. It's white. They have a really good reward program. Um, I get some of my very best offers from them. Their rooms are the best in all of Biloxi. Um,
really?
yeah, yeah. They're I would
Have
say
you done Golden Nugget in Biloxi?
we have. Yep.
I like their rooms.
I like Golden Nugget. I think Scarlet Pearl's just it's a little it's much cleaner and it's a little it's just I can't it's more modern. It's just really cool. You
Huh,
have these Florida window ceilings, windows and has really good views, but their food is really good there too. Um
interesting.
yeah, y'all should try it out. Maybe all four of us go one day.
Maybe we should do that. See, we've got to start branching out. I get so wrapped up in being loyal and just getting my points. I'm
I am
pretty
a loyalist across the board. I've been that way my whole life, not just about gambling. I will go to the same restaurant if the service and the food is great. I'm
same.
look, the same banker, I use the same people, and I'll go on the same shifts that I know some people are
Yep.
working. That's just how I am. And I had a I had recently I was at a restaurant in a casino with someone and I asked for a certain a waitress that I just love. I just love her, and she's fantastic. And he got really upset. He was like, "We'll take anybody." I'm like, I like to be loyal to the people that are good to me.
Yeah, take care of me. Yeah.
And I sent him a text, and I said, I said at your age, one thing I would tell you because you're like 30 years younger than me is be loyal. Loyalty, I think, pays off.
It does pay
A lot of
off. It
people aren't
does.
that way, you know.
Yeah.
But I think our parents, I mean, I'm almost 60, so my parents kind of taught me that early on. My dad said, be nice to
You're
your
not almost
banker.
60. No way. Are
Yeah,
you really?
that's my next number.
You're so
Mm.
young. Wow. Well, then you're
I'm
my age. That's my
I'm
next number too.
I'm trying to get used to saying it, so when it hits, it won't hit me as bad.
That
I-
this one might be a hard one. This might be a hard one.
we'll go do our 60s together.
Oh,
Okay, we're gonna do some quick fires questions, just a couple.
okay.
Using your reward card changes the outcome of your win.
No,
Okay.
no. Boss,
The,
boss, boss.
the
Let me tell you
government,
what Mike did. I went down the other day and he didn't have his card in the machine. I'm like, why don't you have your card in the machine? He said, because I think that I was just trying anything to try to win on this machine. I said, but you know. He said, I know, I know. No, it doesn't mean anything.
I agree. The government tracks you when using your reward card.
No, they don't have access to that.
That's a new one that people have been asking me. Okay. Will you
But they
lose
can
your?
track you with your cell phone everywhere you
Yeah,
go.
they tracking you already.
Yeah, they
I
got you.
mean, my robots in my house know more about what I'm doing. Will you lose your jackpot if you're playing on someone else's card?
You could, yes.
Yes, that's a, and that depends on the casino usually. There goes back to loyalty. If they know you, you're
Right.
probably all right. And you already answered the other one. Should married
If the
couples
other
play?
person's there.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
If the other person's not there and you're using their free credits,
Then it's
that's a
going to be a little bit of an argument.
that's going to be a big no for a lot of
Yeah,
them.
that's right.
Um, so let's talk about the smaller. Okay, let's talk about the smaller markets. I know we touched on it, like Coshada, which only has one casino. Um, there's a few more. We visit Scarlet Pearl, which is another one. But Scarlet Pearl links up with a couple casinos in the Caribbean.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So you can look at that if you're going to like a small casino that's not MGM or Caesars or whoever, and see if they have any link properties. Scarlet Pearl, you can go stay at their properties in the Caribbean for a week, and it's
That's
nice.
very, very interesting.
Yeah. Kashada's just Kashada, but we just feel like their offers are 1,000 times better than some of the other ones. Um,
Look, before we go on, I didn't get to finish. I don't think about Caesar, so I want to make sure that I'm fair about that. So
okay,
we have really started enjoying those four a day drink credits because when that service is slow at the bar, we can go get those drinks.
sure.
You can go over to Pinky's Vanderpump, the new Vanderpump, and get really nice, beautiful drinks, and have those comps. So
Is
we
that
try to
so?
get the most
That
expensive
is a comp.
drinks.
Okay, that's a comp. That's a
It's a
comp.
comp.
Okay,
One of your four drinks because you get four a day. So Mike's getting four and I'm getting four a day, up to $25 value. Mike
gotcha.
likes premium bourbon.
Sure.
So he'll use two of his and get a double, a premium bourbon that way.
Is that just Vegas or is that all of Caesar's properties now?
I think it's just Vegas.
Well, yeah, it's just Vegas because here at Caesar's New Orleans, um, you can't go to like the steakhouse. You can't
Okay.
go to any of
So
the restaurants.
yeah, so Caesar's here, you can't go to any of the premium restaurants like you can at Vanderpump's and get a cocktail. Are you limited to 4 a day at Caesar's?
Well, 8.
You're limited to 8 a day here at Caesar's per
Okay. Yeah. So it's
per.
different by market.
Yeah, so maybe it's different by market. I don't
Yeah.
drink, so
Yeah. So
I
we
hit up the
do.
icing machine. Josh
Yeah.
drinks
But
enough
you
for the both of
also
them.
can use it for the big bottles of water.
Oh, that's a good idea. They can take back to the room
And you
too.
also can use it for your Starbucks coffees.
Okay.
You can use them for smoothies. I mean, so you
Oh,
don't have to
that's
just do
me.
alcohol.
Yeah.
There's other things that you
Mhm.
can use it for. Shoot, go get you a virgin strawberry daiquiri.
I drink many of those. I
Yeah,
drink all those.
strawberry shake. So I love that piece about Caesars. I will say that this was our first year to do 7 star, and I absolutely felt like it was 150% worth it.
Okay.
Because you get your Diamond Elite, you get the $600 airfare and those things. But when you get to 7 stars, you get that additional $1,200 in
Mhm.
airfare, and you get the your vacation trip. They call it a
So is it
I don't-
Celebration.
so is it 1,800 or is it 1,200?
12.
12.
It's
Well, you
12.
get 600 and 1,200.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
get
okay.
both.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've been 7 star for a while. I think this is my first year not being 7 star. I do like the what was the last thing you said? Because I already
The
forgot.
trip, what's it called? The
The celebration
anniversary
dinners.
trip.
Yeah, and
The
yeah,
celebration trip.
yeah, and the celebration dinners too.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's
And
$500 a year.
yep. And
Yeah.
then you get on the trip, you get 5 days at any destination
Mhm.
property you want to go to. I think you get a movie a day, you get extra food and beverage on that trip. I just thought that was really spectacular. We're going to Atlantis in May. Not done that
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
yet
Yeah.
but you get it and you get a nicer room. But here's the deal. Mike's getting a room in Atlantis with his Diamond Elite, and I'm getting a room in Atlantis with our 7 stars trip,
And bringing 2 people with you, huh?
so I really did feel like that it was worth it.
Is this your first year being 7 star there?
Mhm.
Okay, so yeah, they've cut down a lot of the perks. So a lot of the 7 stars have kind of went to other casinos because we did lose a lot of perks as seven
Yeah.
stars. And the number one thing for us here was the diamond lounges, because while we were playing, we could go eat for free, even if it was
Mhm.
just small bites. They would have salads and gumbo and
Yes.
all that stuff, but it wasn't cost us an extra $40 or $50. Um, Caesars rebranded here from Harrah's to Caesars. So it looks beautiful. They did an amazing job. I mean, it's
I need to
really
come see
laid
it.
out nice. They took the New Orleans flair out of it, so I'm hoping they're going to add some of that flavor back, because it looks just like a Vegas casino, where before it looked very New Orleans. Um, the restaurants are just too overpriced for the locals, so that's really hurting them, where they're losing the locals. Two burgers and a shake is $50, and
Yeah.
locals can't do that. They
No.
can't, you know.
I remember rewards credits used to be 2 for 1.
And rewards credits are 2 for 1 down here.
Wow.
Yeah. So if those 2 burgers cost you $100 in reward credits,
Right. And they're not giving good food and beverage comps.
and they used
Yeah.
to give they used I mean, of course, when all the buffets were everywhere, you could have a buffet a day. We would go down there and eat every day at the buffet for free. Well, it wasn't free.
Right.
It cost. We called it the $400 buffet.
Yeah.
'Cause
Now they
that's
take that away.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the buffets
Yeah.
have, but forgot my train of thought. What were you saying, Joshy?
I was just saying the rewards credits, or they used to be.
Yeah, the rewards credits used to be 1 for 1, but 2 for 2 when you're paying $100, it's just a lot. It's a
The two
lot.
for one. Yeah. That's a lot. That is a lot. I do want to mention to everybody to be sure when you choose um, whichever brand you're going to, or local that you're going to work their comp system, to read the brochures, every bit of it, because it's not a long read, it's easy to read, but you
Mhm.
want to know what the rules are, because the rules are different between different properties, right?
And
Or
different
different
days.
in different days. And
Yeah.
even in Caesars, what I get in Caesars in Las Vegas is going to be different than what I get it in New Orleans or
Sure.
Horseshoe. But the big deal is you want to understand when, what's the year, because Caesars and MGM is January 1 to December 31st.
Mhm.
But Golden Nugget is like February 1st to January 31st.
And
So
Kashada's every 6 months.
see, there you go. So you
So you
really got to
have to know.
understand. You got to
Yeah.
know. And then you also have to know what is their play time of the day, especially if you're doing those accelerators or on a 10 times multiplier.
Mhm.
So it's 12, some places are 12 a.m. until 12:59 p.m. or whichever ever, or some are 6 a.m. to 6
Mhm.
p.m.
Yeah.
And that's different too with Caesar's properties. What I get here and what I am in Biloxi could be different. So you got to
And
check that by market also.
and one thing I'll say about Caesars, where a lot of other properties you don't know about, Caesars has dedicated lines for higher tier players when it comes to restaurants. But a lot of places don't tell you that if you have a higher play card, that you can just walk up in front of people, and sometimes it doesn't go over very well. I do it at Kashada a lot, and I just walk up and say, "Here's my card," and they're like, you know,
And
I
there's no
wish.
line and they still let you do that?
Yeah, it's an unspoken rule. They tell you when you reach it, you can go to the front of the
Huh.
line. I wish all the casinos would have lines so people would know that, hey, he's
Yeah.
a different player. He's a different status. But
Caesars is good at that, but MGM is not. I don't
MG,
like that about them.
that's what I was just fixing to tell you about MGM. That's one of the things that I don't like about it. What's your
So here's the deal. So I at Caesars, when we stay here at MGM properties, I have to have my Starbucks good coffee or some good coffee in the morning.
Josh
But the
too?
line is so stupid, crazy
Mhm.
long that I'm ended up paying for my coffee where I can't even charge it to the room. We order it on mobile,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
which there's no way I'm going to get that comp. So it's an expense that I'm taking on, but that $12 for my coffee is worth it to not have to stand in that line. But every time I'm standing there thinking, why the heck do you not have a platinum or noir line? When are they going to get that message? I hope they watch this video and get
I
that
hope they do
message.
too, and put it at Starbucks. I've never had a cup of coffee in my life, so
Oh, you
Josh.
haven't?
No,
Wow.
my mother drank so much coffee, and in the 70s, she would burn the pot, and I couldn't take the smell. So
Huh.
it just stayed with me, and I just never had a cup. Josh
That's
drinks
funny.
coffee and alcohol, so we level each other out.
You level each other out.
I have my own. I'm addicted to candy bars, and gummies, so
There
they
you
go
go.
hand in hand. Um, let's talk about we're let's talk about it's kind of in here, but it's not junkets using. If you build up enough with your reward programs, do y'all ever do any of the junkets that they send you?
The what?
The junkets, like the free travel to destinations, like Laughlin, and where they're trying to get you out to their other properties.
We have not done that. We
Okay.
are going, that's on our list. So last year I booked our calendar in November for the whole year and I didn't leave us any room to do anything.
Okay.
We've changed that this year. We definitely plan on doing an MGM and a Caesars air travel,
Don't do
but it'll be the
Laughlin.
second half of the year. Because I didn't make it the first half. I'm such a planner. It's so hard for me not to.
Hey, I'm a Virgo, so I have my whole mind planned out for the rest of
Yeah.
my life.
So we do plan on doing that, and we're taking advantage of the Atlantis trip.
I would love to have you back after you do one and get your opinion on them,
Okay.
because they're a lot. They're an experience.
Huh.
They're shuttling you to your property.
Yeah, they're usually shuttling you to properties that no one goes to for a reason.
Well, so I'll have to see. Now, I do take that back. Probably 10 or 15 years
Yeah.
ago, I did a Caesars one. But we have some of our viewers that we meet up with often, and they love the MGM air
I've
trips.
never done the MGM. I'm gonna get on that bandwagon. Caesars,
So they're going from like San Antonio to Biloxi. So they're bringing them to Biloxi often.
which Biloxi's great. It's when they
Yeah,
send you to
and Atlantic
Laughlin.
City, I guess.
Atlantic City. The only way I would ever go back to Atlantic City would have to be on a junket where they take care of everything, because it's $200 from the airport to Atlantic City just in an Uber or a cab. I mean, it's that far. It's that far.
Wow.
Yeah, we had to.
There's an airport in Atlantic City.
There is an airport in Atlantic City, but a lot of places don't fly into it. A lot of cities
Huh.
like New Orleans, Houston would probably fly into it.
Yeah.
We could fly to Houston and then fly there. But yeah, Atlantic City was not what I really thought it was going to be. We went there for a big competition that Josh was in. He a tournament. He placed high in the tournament there with Caesars locally, and then they were only supposed to have a certain amount of people in the tournament in Atlantic City, and then their hosts there decided they were going to open it up to everyone after people had already earned these spaces. So that wasn't a good thing. But yeah, I'm interested to see what you think, because if you're used to traveling, I'm used. I don't want to sound, because I'm a planner. I know when I get to the airport what's going on. I know when I get to that I'm going to have a car or Uber waiting. I know all these things until I
Yep.
check into the hotel. I know if they have a VIP check-in, if they don't, if they have a kiosk. That's the only thing I didn't like about the junket was you're just a bunch of people together and you're on their time. We've been delayed as long as 9 hours at the airport before.
Oh, wow.
The last couple times we were like, well, we'll just go home and come back. And they're like, if you leave, we're taking you out. But
Well, the other thing for us is we like long trips. So I don't know that we're gonna love doing just a 3-day trip.
yeah, yeah. I'm a 3-day quit it and hit it in Vegas. I'll 3 days,
Wow. So
because I
we do
can't
a
get him out
week.
of I can't get him out of the casino. If he would
That's
get out of the
funny.
casino more, it would be more fun. But yeah,
Right.
it's we all go to we all go, oh, we're gonna do this in Vegas this time, and then we're gonna go to this restaurant, and we're gonna go downtown, and we're stuck in the same casino we're in, trying to earn our points. On that note, are you, like, you're in Vegas right now? Will you basically just play at two property, or on two cards, two MGM and Caesars, or do you venture off and try to make your money go somewhere else?
It depends on our time. So usually when we stay at MGM, we're filming every day, every day, every day. So we're
Sure.
only doing MGM properties. That's it.
Okay.
Used to, before we started the channel, we would spend 3 or 4 nights up on the Strip. Then we'd use our Golden Nugget and go down and stay at Fremont Street because
Mhm.
it's such a different
It
experience.
is. I love it.
What I found lately is that we just don't have the time to get down to the Strip as often, or even to leave, because after you come off of 3 days of filming heavy, we're exhausted,
We
right?
are. We're the same way.
And we're yeah, and we're not just filming our gambling, we're filming rooms, we're
Mhm.
filming, the
The
hotel
whole
overviews.
experience.
Every time we sit down to eat, we are filming. I mean, it's all the time.
Yeah, that's what I love
So
about your
we're so
channel.
tired.
It's an experience, and people get the experience that you're on, and that's one of my favorite things about your channel. It's an experience when you go and you look at it.
Yeah,
You
that's
know.
what I tried. We wanted to be different,
Mhm.
and offer something different, and that's and how to travel for less. And so you got to show it all. So I just think that we don't do as much. We're trying to be better about working half of our trip and then having 2 or 3 days to not work.
Mhm.
So we're at Caesars now, and we did come. This whole trip was for us to see Blake Shelton on comped tickets. So that's what you get at Caesars that you don't get at MGM. At MGM, you don't get concerts, but you get the free play.
Mhm.
I would much rather have this experience on the 14th row, $1,200 worth of tickets, and make that memory. That's a guarantee win for me,
Yeah, we
you
checked into
know?
Cosmo once, and we had tickets to go see J Lo that our host had given us, and
Nice.
i i you know, if you're just nice to the service staff, you get a lot more out of them.
Yeah.
And the next day, the lady at the VIP that checked us in called Josh and says, "Hey, will you come down here? I got something for you." She gave us backstage passes for meet and greet, and she said, "You were the only one that was nice to us all day."
Wow.
She said everybody else treated us just like crap. So
Isn't
we all
that
got
funny?
together and we
It
gave it.
does go such a long way.
It does, but yeah, I love that. We saw Celine Dion the night before, and those were comps. So I really liked that also.
She's
People
on
don't.
my bucket list. We have a
You know,
concert bucket list, Mike and
it,
I do.
it it was. I'm going to be honest. It was probably one of my least favorite concerts because she just talked.
Really?
She talked the whole time. She talked. She went on a 30-minute conversation about Crest White strips, and I was just like, I gotta go. I gotta go.
That's
And then
crazy.
and then I watched her YouTube video, and she had the same speech in it. So I guess it was pretty.
And she said the producers wrapped me up.
Yeah. And then she kept saying, the producer's telling me to get up and sing, but I own this show and I'm going to sit here and talk for 10 more minutes. And she did. And a lot of people
Oh,
just, I was like, J-Lo, best show I ever saw, though. Best show, hands down.
wow.
Came out dancing and singing
Oh, I
and
bet it was
ended dancing and
fantastic.
singing. And it was just probably the best show. Blake Shelton used to have his own slot machine. He did for a long time.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, he did, didn't he? He
Yeah.
sure did.
Yeah. I used to like that slot
Well, he's
machine.
got his new bar, Old Red here,
Yeah. Yeah.
which
It's
we
doing
haven't been to yet, but
It's doing pretty good. I follow it on TikTok actually.
okay. Okay.
So
Uh,
keeping you know what I do, if like when I go to Resorts World, I usually keep all my money at Resorts World. I may run across the street to a couple of places, but you were only there usually 3 days. So I find that when I separate my money, I don't get as much when I come back to Vegas. So I think, like you said, being loyal, um, making sure everything that you're going to get when you're playing, because those accelerators help a lot and people don't realize. Most people don't even know about them. I talk to people in the casino all the time and they have no clue. They're like,
no
what?
idea. They have
Yeah.
no idea.
I was sitting next to a woman once and I said, you're at 2,200 points. um, um, if you just get 300 more points, you're going to get 5,000 points from Caesar. She's like, what? Had no idea. But they don't. A lot of times they just don't put it out there. You
They don't
really
put
have
it
to
out
read the
there.
fine print. What's your
That's
favorite
so
thing
funny.
about, as we wrap up, what's your favorite thing?
And that's the reason I have this channel, because I want to help people learn
Mhm.
how to work those points. I
And
had a
then,
friend that was 7 stars and he didn't know to put everything on his room.
oh yeah,
You
put
know,
everything on your room. Everything.
put everything on your room.
Yeah.
Always put everything on your room. Always scan your card when you go into a casino.
Yep.
And see if there's any multipliers or any extra bonus
Hmm.
things. It doesn't matter what brand you're working.
Hmm.
Charge every single dime you can to your room. Um, and looking really just, I tell people to ask yourself, set a goal. Um, what is important to you? Is it free play? Is it entertainment and concerts? Is it travel? different destinations, and then that's
Restaurants.
gonna,
Yeah,
and what casino's close to you.
hmm
What level do you want to get to at that casino? Do you want to work one brand or two or
hmm
three, or what, you've got to look at the different ones and make that decision for yourself. And I think then you can, I don't ever chase points. I mean, that it's never worth it. You're never going to get enough out of it. You
Yeah.
don't have to be the highest status to get comps.
Mhm.
That's also another misnomer. You don't have to have a host to get comps and take advantage of things. Play with the budget. We teach that a lot on our channel.
So yeah, so that's one of the things I love about your channel, and people need to tune in to get some really really good ideas, budget
So
ideas, because Vegas is
if you
not
go
cheap
to our
anymore.
secrets revealed playlist, that's
Okay.
where you're going to find the merry-go-round, where I did an interview with Dave Grossman, who kind of invented, he has the trademark for the merry-go-round, the casino match merry-go-round,
Oh, okay,
and
yeah.
and how to do that. So you
Oh,
basically take,
I saw that. I think, yeah,
yeah, so you
I saw the
basically
playlist.
take a credit card that, like an MGM or a Caesars, that you can spend to get there, to get the tier status. Take that tier status and then you take it to Atlantic City, and then you tier match. And he explains how to do that. And then I have, I was just trying to find it. The next one that I did with talking deeply about the MGM and Caesars credit card, which I think people, if they're interested in this video, will like. Um, it is, what is it called? Breaking the code, the fastest way to earn casino points and free travel.
We'll put a link.
Yeah.
I'll show it.
Because I think from the conversations that we've had,
Mhm.
and I don't know, do you know if any of the smaller casinos have credit cards? Probably not, huh?
I don't think so.
Like, I
I
don't
think
think Penn Play does. And we didn't even talk
no.
about Hard Rock. That's the up and coming one. That's the up and coming one to watch. We just started a year ago, and we
Yeah,
should, I think we're like 70 subscribers away from 5,000, which is
you're
our
gonna get.
next hurdle. We're almost there.
Well, after this video, y'all go and y'all subscribe. Let's get her to the 5,000. Get her to the
Yes, let's
5,000.
do it. And
And
we'll
then
be
do it.
doing more stuff together. I can't wait.
Yeah, we should do some lives together and like Kashada.
We
Um,
should do that.
a lot of people are getting back to doing more lives now that COVID is over. So, you know,
Yeah, we haven't done a live in a while. I probably need to do one.
lives bring the most views and they bring the most subscribers. That's why so many
Yeah,
people go live all the time. You know,
yeah,
it's hard for us because we run a business and it's Mardi
yeah.
Gras and we're in full season. I mean, you know, and I want to apologize to my viewers on this because I haven't done this talk in almost a month and a half, but we had the guy from Texas come to a block away from my house and
Yeah.
massacre all those people. And then we had a snowstorm.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went directly into we were on
Super Bowl.
lockdown for the Super Bowl. We could not leave our house by car or anything. We were on lockdown. My my aunt passed away. I was hoping that she would make it through NFL, and she passed away. And for us just to get out of the city on that Sunday was crazy. We couldn't even get out. We had to wait till Monday to get out. We had to wait for all the NFL people to
Wow.
leave to drive to your neighborhood because that's where it was. It was basically in your
Yeah.
neighborhood. And then we had to drive right back because it's Mardi Gras now. So I apologize. It's just been tough. We design all of our stuff for our store, and it's just really, really tough to find just a
Yeah.
free moment. So hopefully next week we'll have or the week after next week we have another good slot talk. But
Well,
thank you.
this was fun. I was so
Yeah,
happy that you invited us on.
yeah.
And I'm just so thankful for you and love the content that y'all do. And I
Well,
think these talks are going to be amazing and very helpful to people.
yeah. And go to her channel, subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. Subscribe
No,
and
it doesn't, but it
after you
helps more than
subscribe,
you know, right?
yeah, it helps us more than you know because it helps get our videos out to more people. And I
It
am
does.
very, like she is, I'm very big budget. I'm budget. People don't know that about me, but I am budget. Now, I'll go out and spend a couple $100s on some good shoes, some good glasses. But when it comes to
Yeah.
everything else, I'm saving money, especially in this day and age. We don't know where the money's coming from.
I have to
So,
close with this funny story. So I'm so budget conscious, and we splurge on our meals because they're comped, right?
mhm.
But we were at Amaya, the brand new restaurant here at Cosmo that just opened a few weeks ago,
Is that
and
Mexican? It sounds Mexican.
it is good. It's
Oh,
it's a modern Mexican,
oh, I
Amaya
love
modern
Mexican
Mexican.
food. I love me
And
some
on
Mexican food.
Fridays and Saturday nights they have fire dancers.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, we didn't get to see them, so it's a whole different deal. And they have a brunch menu, which
Oh, nice.
brunches are harder to find in Vegas. But anyway, we were there, and they said, "Do you want um, whatever house water, still water, whatever?" And we said, "Just still water." So they bring over the Evian bottle, and Mike didn't realize it. And they don't leave it on your table; they come and they pour it for you.
Hmm.
And they were like, "Would you like another bottle of water?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure." I'm like, "Oh no, we don't."
No,
I said,
$15, isn't it?
it's $10 a bottle.
Yeah, it was 15 at Resorts World.
Oh my word. I'm like, "Oh
As
no,
they're
we do
pouring
not."
it, I'm like, am I paying for that whole bottle for all these tables? That's how my
Right.
brain operates. I'm
It's
like,
crazy.
no,
So
no. If New Orleans water hasn't killed me yet, I'm doing pretty good. Maybe it's preserved me because every other day we get a bowl water advisory in this city. Every other day, part of the city has to boil their water just to brush your teeth. It's that old of a city. Oh yeah.
yeah,
So I figured maybe it's preserved me. I don't know, but what
that's interesting.
yeah, that is,
Interesting.
and it's like she says, it's those things that you have to read and you have to look because, yeah, how much is this water going to cost me? Because water used to be free everywhere,
That's right.
everywhere. Water was free everywhere. That's what I love about
Everywhere.
Kashana. Everything is just comped. It's nice if you
But
play.
aren't you happy though down at downtown on the strip? The CVS's and Walgreens, I think, have helped with budgets a lot.
It does. I'm probably going to switch to the strip next vacase. The, our next talk is going to be on Vegas. Is it worth it going to Vegas and spending money? Is the experience worth it? Um, and I'll just say this: I think as a gambler, and you're not seeing everything else, it's not worth it. But if you love the restaurants, I live in a restaurant city. I can walk a block down and go to any great restaurant in the world. If you're seeing the shows, if you're doing all that, if you're getting out of the casino, I think it's definitely worth it. But I think if you're just
There's
going,
so much to see in the city. There's
yeah,
so much to
and
explore.
they're Vegas has done a couple good things on the strip. They've gotten rid of the panhandlers. I don't know if you've noticed on this
A
strip.
lot.
A lot of them are gone, especially on the bridges where you walk over.
Yeah.
There was a girl that was pregnant there for at least 15 years. Every time we go, she's still got the same baby. She's still got the same sign. We didn't see her last time either. So I'm loving
That's
that about
funny.
Vegas. But that's our next talk: is it worth going to a destination? You know,
Yeah.
or do you gamble locally and save the airfare and save the money? But if you
I
watch our
don't
channel,
know.
she's going to teach you how to do all that cheap. So
Golden
make sure
Nugget
you
has
go.
some good concerts, but they dang sure have some good ones here.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw Adele, she was phenomenal.
Oh,
We saw
that's my
Garth
dream.
Brooks last year.
Love
Then
Garth
we just
Brooks.
saw Blake. We saw Shania Twain.
Love Shania
All
Twain.
amazing concerts. We're going to see Sammy Hagar. See, that's at MGM, but we're paying for that.
Yeah.
We bought the tickets because they're not going to give them to us, right? We saw the Eagles and U2 with the Sphere. Amazing. You've got to go to the Sphere.
Yeah. Josh went. I haven't been yet.
If viewers, if you've never been to the Sphere, it
You know,
is epic.
and people don't realize that Garth Brooks is the one who started all these mega concerts and flying through the air. I saw Garth Brooks in the '90s, and he was the fireworks, and he'd come
Same.
zooming through. I mean, he's the one
Yeah.
that started all this. I don't think he
Yeah.
gets the credit for it. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah. I
So, and we've seen Luke at Resorts World. That's a good venue too. We like a small venue.
we saw
So,
we saw someone there, Katy Perry.
I bet that was
Her,
good.
that was the most interesting show. The props were just amazing. I mean,
It's,
she had a 2-story toilet with a turd that came out and talked to you.
oh, wow.
She had a bed that was 2 stories. I mean, she had all these props that were just it was like the Incredible Shrinking Woman. It was just the most amazing show. I loved it. I loved it. I'm a big fan of hers anyway. So
We
yeah,
we love concerts, and I do think there's so many good small venues of
mhm,
concerts,
yeah.
in
And then
Vegas.
and like you're talking about Biloxi, Biloxi brings everybody here. You know, Biloxi's one of those towns, and so is Lake Charles. They have quite a few people. You know, we
They
see all the
do.
billboards, and they say, "Hey, this is coming, this is coming." You know, so you can see a lot of especially your old favorites who aren't bringing in 50,000 people. You know,
Yeah.
because
Right.
we're almost the same age, so we like some of those old schools, the Eagles, and all those. But yep,
Yeah.
I'm waiting to see
Me
REO
too.
Speedwagon.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Who did we
All right,
see,
love.
Mike, over at MGM Great Aerosmith? Holy
Oh, Aerosmith.
moly, that was a good one.
God, I haven't even thought of them in years. That's funny.
That was one of the best. One of the
Yeah,
best.
it's back.
concerts we've been
That's
to.
like our band of the '80s, man. You know, that was like our high school band. So,
Right.
all right, love. Thank y'all very much.
Thank
I'm
you
off.
so much.
I'm
Let
off
me
to my
know
real
when y'all are
job.
ready to meet up. We can chat anytime. I appreciate you both.
Let's do it.
All right. See you soon.
Leave comments
Bye.
and like and subscribe. Don't forget and go to her page.